Match day 2 of the Saudari Cup for 2019. A match has just begun with Singapore winning a toss and electing to field. Sorry, to bowl. Singapore winning toss and electing to bat. Malaysia winning match day 1 by 22 runs, going up 1-0 in the series. And this second match today is going to be a very crucial one for Singapore in trying to get back into the series by winning it to take it to 1-1. Winifred opening the bowling, and to Smriti. It's a good shot down the wicket, straight, well fielded there. Just the single. She sets off really quickly for a run. So Singapore put their first runs on the board of Smriti. That will bring now Roshni Ramesh on to strike. Winifred in for a fourth delivery, and that's very well bowled. Just that probing line outside off stump in the corridor. Well, Singapore will have a bit of work to do today, especially with the bat. They were only managed 104 runs in yesterday's fixture. Despite a good knock by Divya. Despite a good knock by Divya, who'd scored 45 of 42. The rest of the batters for Singapore could not really support her. Try and chase down that target of 127 that was set by Malaysia. So we will now see the next bowler for Malaysia coming up. It looks like it's Ariana that's actually opening the bowling there. The left arm spinner bowled really well yesterday. She looks like a class act. And being this young, I'm told she's 17. She'll have many years of cricket ahead. And hopefully be taken more notice of in the international game. That's very well bowled again. Hit that just safely. Was in the air for a bit. Good fielding there. Ariana Natasya. So that brings Singapore to just 2 runs on the board in 1.3 overs. Roshni Ramesh on strike. Just played back to the bowler safely. I'm sure the Singaporean girls had a good look at Ariana yesterday and saw how potent she was with the ball, her accuracy. So they will be taking note of this. Well bowled again. Just in that areas where the batter is forced to hit to the field. And obviously a bit of a sense of caution from Roshni. That was a very loose delivery. Just goes straight to the keeper without bouncing. That was called a free hit, a no ball. So it'll be a free hit for Roshni. Probably would appreciate this and just being given the opportunity to maybe let loose a bit. And let's see what she does with this delivery. That's well played. Along the ground, just onto mid-off. They chance a single and make it through quite safely, even though the Malaysian girls have shown their abilities on the field. Some sensational arms in being able to pick up and throw with good speeds. Big credit to the girls in Malaysia and their coaching setup who've really worked on this area of the game, and they look to be a very potent fielding unit because of this. A quick change there as Winifred rushes to her mark to start her second over. Well bowled. Good. That channel, very persistent, very disciplined. Roshni would probably be better served getting onto a front foot, just seems to be a bit unsure. Just trying to play it off the pitch rather than picking up the line and length a bit earlier off the wrist of the bowler, which can always be a problem. And well bowled again, just that slight hint of swing. Commenting Roshni this time onto the front foot, seemed to be a bit more certain, but ball just moving that ever so slightly and missing that outside edge. Just safely played away, not going to the field, through the field. So Malaysia once again showing the abilities, the discipline, keeping Singapore at bay here with just 4 runs on the board as Winifred bowls a 4th delivery, but that's actually very nicely played, just straying in line just slightly onto probably middle leg. Very well played away by Smriti in the end. Sorry, Roshni. And 2 very smart runs taken, very quick off the blocks. And once again back into very disciplined line and troubling the batter just outside the off stump. That's got past Julia. Bit of lack of bounce, just dropping in front of her. Probably could have done better there as a keeper, trying to get her body behind. And that will be a bye. And Singapore, after 3 overs, are 6 runs for no loss. Roshni Ramesh 3 for 11. Smriti Radhakrishnan 2 for 10. So there's a very quick change of bowler here. They seem to be going through as Nadiran comes on to bowl for Malaysia after just that one over from Ariana, the off spinner. Bowled. Once again, Malaysians seem to find their stride with the first ball, always just outside the channel. You would say yes, maybe a bit wildly off stump, but the length's not too bad. And Roshni could do a better job of maybe getting onto a front foot to play those. And just once again, Roshni showing that by going to the back onto the back foot, trying to play it off the pitch, which is too late to react. So she should be watching the point of release and maybe just getting onto that front foot and seeing if she can maybe get it over the 30-yard. That's better played, but no joy. She just finds its way straight to point, as it would be set up for a spinner. Nur Nadira continuing the good job here by Malaysians. And that's just been driven straight to mid-off. Singapore struggling to find the gaps here within the 30-yard. Well ball hesitation, and is that out? And it looks like yes, it's been given out by the umpire. Yes, so you watch the replay as Roshni tries to hit that to that area again at point, just behind point, sorry, picked up, and Smriti seems to be just a bit short there of a ground. She's been run out for 2 of just 7 balls. So Malaysia get that breakthrough. A lot of it down to creating a bit of pressure, not conceding easy runs, no boundaries hit. And in doing so, the 2 Singaporean batters out there in the middle thinking that they need to find a run somewhere and maybe not choosing the right option. Now it just brings a bit of hope here for Singapore as it brings Divya GK on, top scorer for Singapore in yesterday's match, having scored 45 not out in 42 balls. She takes guard and is set to face the last ball of Nur Nadira's over, who's done extremely well so far, not conceding any runs and already having taken a wicket. As Divya takes a guard, I'm being joined here by one of my favorite colleagues, Mr. Shoaib Razak, who for many years has looked after Singapore's under-19s program for the boys, and also recently retired after bowing out with a great SEA Games medal triumph for Singapore. Welcome, Shoaib. How are you?
Thank you, Arjun. I'm good.
So, Shoaib, you've worked for the Singapore Cricket Association for quite some time. You've probably seen it all. How do you think the women's game has grown from when you started working?
I mean, over the years, the women's team have come up quite well, and Singapore Cricket Association and the team of Singapore Cricket Association has worked with these ladies quite a lot, and the fruits are just paying off for it now. These girls are coming and being televised live all over the world, and so many people are just viewing them and playing them. So it's a good platform for them right now, and.
And that just dropped shot, that return catch, and once again it's, as Shoaib was talking about, the progress of the game in Singapore, the women's game. Ariana is probably a star to watch out for from the Malaysian side of things, and that first delivery, top notch, but just not carrying through to her. And once again, just probing, well played, down to mid-off, throw comes in, but no danger there. A single, Singapore 8 for 1. As Ariana, this left-arm spinner looks to be of some high quality. Shoaib, your thoughts on Ariana? She bowled really well yesterday as well. Very nice action, good loop and spin.
Yeah, I mean, there have been quite a lot of talent been found in Malaysian cricket as well. And especially I'm very much impressed with Ariana Natassia. I mean, she has been very impressive bowling, keeping the very simple plan and bowling stump to stump.
Looks like always commentators curse. Happens a lot in cricket. I think maybe commentators shouldn't be saying good things about players, because as soon as they do, something really awkward happens. That was actually not the best delivery, but having said that, she was not really punished for it. But apart from, we talk about that one ball, but just straight away she's back on line, and she seems
back on track,
not flustered. Very, very good bowler, and I think this girl has got a great future ahead of her. And the good thing is now Divya had a good look. She batted for quite some time yesterday, and she's had some time out the middle, so she probably just needs to stay patient and do exactly what the Malaysians did yesterday in rebuilding the innings with Aina Hamiza and Yasmin. Had a great partnership to take Malaysia to 126 at the end, and well played off the back foot. Good fielding, and that looks to be a run out.
To be another run out.
That is the danger with Malaysia. They are exceptionally good in the field, and a vast improvement from when I saw them about 3 years ago. And just on the back foot, good shot, but maybe just not hard enough to beat that backward point. And great pick up and throw, and that's the end of Roshni Ramesh, having scored 4 of 19 balls. And yes, just going back to my point, as Shoaib would know, we were at the SEA Games in 2017, and Shoaib was part of the squad, and we watched a bit of the women's game there. The star of the show for the women's game obviously was Thailand, who won the gold. Yes. Indonesia, that was also a very decent side and won the silver medal. The Malaysians won the bronze, but I don't think that side looked as sharp as this side that we're seeing today.
Yes, over the years, I think today it's just a coincidence that today marks exactly the 2 years when we had our SEA Games gold put in back round at our neck, and our national anthem was being sung at that podium, and it was a mind-blowing moment. I can never forget that throughout in my entire life. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it's exactly 2 years, and now what the Malaysian women's team were there at the SEA Games and what they are now, it's completely different. I think they have worked hard a lot, and over the years they must be going through a lot of changes and a lot of competition they must be playing, and then these girls must be exposed to different teams, and we can see it now.
Yes, and actually, thanks for reminding me of that 2-year anniversary mark. It was a very proud moment for Singapore in having won that gold against Malaysia. But at this point, we see Shafina Mahesh, who's the captain for the women's team. She's in there as Nur Nadira bowls a wide delivery that's been missed by the keeper, so that'll be 2 runs. But going back to how the Malaysian girls have improved, I think that bronze medal motivated many of the female cricketers in Malaysia to take up the game. And as yesterday I was speaking to SD, who's the assistant coach of the Malaysian women, who's from neighbouring Johor. He talks about how the MCA went into massive overdrive in the development program for the women's game, and that's actually bearing fruit right now. As we watch Nur Narira at that full toss, will that be called a no ball? No, straight down, and once again that arm. These arms of these Malaysian girls, I mean, these girls pick up and throw, keeper Julia responding well to it, and every time the girls have had to take a run for Singapore, they've had to worry about the fielding of these Malaysian girls, which is quite incredible to see. Well, Singapore,
well, not only looking at the Malaysian side as well, but the Singapore women's also have come up very well under the coaching guidance of our fellow colleague Jamal. He has really worked hard, and we can see it now that how they are doing it. The only thing is that, you know, in the middle, these ladies have to play in their own now, you know, and all the instruction, whatever has been passed to, it's up to them that how they carry the plan forward. And I think Divya is getting a bit agitated, and she's trying to, and
that would have been a good catch, just
could have been a good
over the
catch.
head, but that's
very good
extremely well fielded by Winifred. That was probably the right ball to hit in that area. The fielder was in the 30-yard, just went over, a decent shot. Yes, I agree. The Singaporean girls probably in the last 6 months have probably now been given a boost with the appointment of Chamal De Silva, as you spoke about, being the national coach for the women's and also the SCA Women's Pathway Manager. So that's helped a lot. And in yesterday's game, although Singapore lost, there was great signs that the girls of Singapore have improved dramatically over the last year from the last Saudari Cup in 2018. So yes, I concur with your point. Now, it's moments like that. Sometimes you need a bit of luck, and it's just with Winifred's fielding. Will that be
was close?
Will that be given up? Nope.
That was close.
Probably umpire thinks that might be going down leg or maybe too high.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really know what his thought process was, but
we don't have DRS system, so it's
no
okay.
DRS, so not that level yet, Shoaib.
Well, that time will also come. Don't worry.
Maybe we should get our CEO Saad onto DRS right now.
Yeah, I mean, looking at Divya, she is a very experienced campaigner. She has been in the women's arena for quite a long time, and you know, she's one of the senior female squad member here. And then I think she should take a bit of time and observe what's happening. And she's becoming very reluctant, or becoming very eager to perform and all this thing. But she has to take a deep breath and watch what's coming from, and just hit it outside the park and play according to the merit. It's well defended.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Divya did show glimpses of that, but probably didn't have the support yesterday. And that's something the girls have to understand, that support needs to be given. That's actually a really good shot. And
very good shot, very good shot. And then we'll go for the 4, yes.
Shot.
That's very good. Good shot. So then that's where you have to take some time, watch the ball, play according to the merit, and that was a very good shot, stepping out, going outside the
left arm spinner. So yes, continuing on our praise for these women cricketers. So we are very excited to see women's cricket growing like the way it is, and how these girls are coming along. So very good comeback there, Bara.
Yes.
I think this would be Ariana. It's the wrong name up there, I think.
It's the Ariana,
yeah,
yes.
that's right. So it's not Aina Hamiza as shown on the monitor. So a good comeback ball, but that last shot, that inside out, finding the cover boundary, brilliant shot. Singapore 17 for 2.
Another loopy flighting ball, and
just tempting, very, very tempting, and you feel that you have it.
Yes.
And just when you put your foot down and trying to swing through, it just spins away slightly. And good contest here, very good contest. And it'll be good to see if Singapore can build on this, starting to open up just a bit more. Could probably do with rotating the strike just to take a bit of pressure off. And that's a wide ball.
Yes.
So another run there for Singapore, an extra delivery to be bowled by Ariana.
I think the excitement is from both sides, from the bowler and as well as for the batsman. That the batsman wants to hit it too hard, and the bowler wants to get a wicket in each and every ball, and that's where things don't go the right way, and that's what happened in the last 2 balls, 2 consecutive wides.
Yeah, it looks like Ariana is just a bit rattled. I think in seeing the intent of Shafina, who looks like she wants to go after Ariana and not let her settle. So this is a good contest. Well bowled, very good lines, and picked up there by Winifred, and a direct hit. Most direct hits you think would be given out most times, but it looks like Shafina made a ground. But really good piece of fielding there by Winifred.
The Malaysian fielders have been quite agile, and they have been quite on their toes right from the beginning, right from the start, and the intensity is still there. I hope it doesn't goes down, and their ground fielding has improved a lot.
Yes, and that's the a big hallmark for T20 cricket nowadays, be it the men's game or the women's game. Fielding's become such a big part of the game, and there's no hiding spots anymore for fielders that are not up to the mark. Every run counts. And
another full toss ball, and not supposed to go where he was wanted to go.
Yep. Picked up sharply, no damage done. Well, for Singapore at least. It's 21 for 2 as Ariana finishes up her over.
Singapore 21 for 2 in 7 overs. Shafina 6 runs in 6 balls. Divya 3 runs of 11 balls. I think now Divya should take some singles, rotate the strikes, keep the score going on, and put some additional pressure on the bowlers than what needs to be done.
I do think both the batters for Singapore now, if you just feel a bit more relieved, I suppose, in that a few runs have started coming their way now. And you're right, they need to actually not just look for the boundary ball, they need the singles. There are gaps in the field, and Divya, I feel, is good enough to maneuver balls into the gaps. So see how she responds. That's very well bowled. Good speed through the air. Nuraida.
Aina Hamiza. Noor Atilia.
Nadira, sorry.
Neer Atilia.
No, it's Noor. It's sorry, we've got the wrong name up there.
Nick
It's
Noor
should
Atila.
be Noor Nadira. It's number 21. It's Noor Nadira.
Yes.
So we've got the graphics are not right. So Noor Nadira now bowling a second over, I would think.
Divya on strike. Let's see where she takes this.
And
Oh,
woof,
that was
almost
close.
went under the bat and got the bat down in time, but that's made its way to backward square, I would say, just for another run.
I think she's shuffling across too much, and she's before the ball has been bowled, she's just coming over out towards the off stump, and then she's trying to hit somewhere else. But she has to play according to the merit of the ball.
That's very well bowled. Hit back. Maybe something that the girls could work on. Singapore girls, maybe instead of punching the ball back to the bowler, they could maybe just angle the bat a bit and find the gaps just to get that single. And that
trying to
looks
play
like
across.
it's out, and
Oh,
yes, that
that's
is
out. That is
That
out.
looked rather
A
plump.
big loss.
Big loss now as Shafina tries to play that across the line, and no doubts there for the umpire as Noor Nadira picks up the wicket of Shafina Mahesh for 6 of 7, and Singapore in a bit of bother now. 3 wickets down for 22.
22 for 3 and 7.5. Well, the wickets are falling at regular intervals. They badly need a partnership to carry this up to a different level. And Rajeshwari is in, prominent batter for Singapore team, hard-hitting batter. And let's see what she does now.
Yes, Rajeshwari, another a member of the women's team, has been around for a while. No stranger, was at the SEA Games, so vastly experienced. But that experience needs to count for something, sure. But like you said, I think Divya just needs to understand that, well, not so much Divya, but sorry, the rest of the experienced girls need to understand that, yes, if Divya is given the time and the confidence that her batting partner is going to stay, she can play a good big innings. But sometimes when you see wickets falling around you, you feel like you have to do too much. And no matter how good a batter you are, sometimes when you start playing under a bit of pressure, you make bad decisions. So
Yes.
Hopefully Rajeshwari and Divya can now have a chat in the middle and talk long and hard about what the plan of action is. And if it was me, it would be let's just try and get those 2 singles and over now at the moment, and try and reconsolidate. Maybe take about 2 overs to get that done. Get a feel of the wicket, and then once there's a bit of confidence, we just wait for the bat ball. And it's not that the Malaysian girls don't bowl bad deliveries, they do. It's just that when the batters are so tentative, sometimes even when the bat ball comes along, you don't tend to play it the way it should be played. And a good difference between the Malaysian girls yesterday was when every time the Malaysians had a bad ball, they'll put it away. So but once again, this all comes with experience and time out in the middle. And let's see.
Cricket is it's a very simple game. You play the ball according to the merit of it, and then you will get the runs, what you want. It's just that you just need to have a good partnership. You have to you have to observe the environment around, and play according to the merit of the ball. And this has to be done from Divya now. A huge responsibility on her, because the wickets are falling at regular intervals. She needs to put Singapore team to a decent total, and she's running out of partner. She must talk to Rajeshwari and set this batting. Change of bowler now.
Yes,
Malaysia has gone back to the pacer.
It's Zulaika who's bowling her first overs. Zulaika Sophia, who was actually a recent addition to the Malaysian team, and she bowled extremely well yesterday. Beautiful run up, and again, as with the other Malaysian bowlers, as soon as they start off, they hit their lines from ball one. Very disciplined, and just makes it very hard when you're trying to reconsolidate your innings, and the bowlers are bowling in good areas. So Sophia Zulaika doing an extremely good job in taking over from the other bowlers, and Divya has a big task on her hands, but let's see how this one pans out.
Yes, all the time, whenever there's a new batsman coming, it's always a pressure. And look at that line.
And that's actually
within
very
the
well
3 or
played.
4th stump.
Yes, and very well played there by Divya,
Yes.
just going back on the bat foot, letting it come and playing it really late and turning it onto the onside. A very good run, very good manufactured run for some very disciplined bowling, and that's probably what Divya has to think about doing at the moment, and just getting this scoreboard ticking over slowly so that confidence gets through in the batters that they are out there to do a job. Yes, the strike rate might be low, but if they keep wickets in hand towards the 15 over, they can at least accelerate from there.
And they just need to get the plan very simple. The simple plan is watch the ball, keep rotating the strike, take the single, and once the Malaysian team will see this single being taken every 3 or 4 balls, they will panic, and then the loose ball will automatically come. But right now Malaysia is on the top and bowling extremely good line and length within stump to stump.
It's well played there by Rajeshwari, just off the pads. That might just be the one run. Yes, the one run, as the good throw comes in nice and sharp. And just looking at Nur Zulaika's figures yesterday, she bowled really well, 4 overs, 2 for 29. Like I said, a recent addition to the team, so her confidence levels must be very high now after such a good performance for Malaysia.
Yeah, of course. When your economy rate is doing good, even though you don't take wicket, it's always a confidence booster that you are bowling within the stump to stump and within your the plans of what the Malaysian team has for them, for each and every bowler, and that's what I think she is showing it right now, that that's the plan is. And another good over.
Fantastic over by Zulaika, and although credit to Singapore for getting those 2 runs quite sensibly, not taking any risks at the moment. They just need to consolidate. 2 experienced campaigners out there in the middle, and it's all about how they play it on from here. And it's Mas Eliza Yasmin, from one of the scorers from yesterday's game. She scored 37 of 47 with 3 fours, batted really well once, and was the instigator of that recovery. And she was actually partnered very well by Ana Hamiza, who had also scored 37. So they did a really good job with the bat to dig Malaysia out the hole. So now they've been given a chance to do something with the ball here today, and let's see how they go. Ball by Yasmin.
Right on the dot.
On the dot, on the money. And we've been saying that from ball 1 today, from every bowler, and very impressive. Just straying down leg a bit, but not capitalize on. So Shoaib, you were a fast bowler. How important was it for you to make sure that your first ball of that over was where you wanted it to be? And seeing that you opened, especially with a new ball.
And for me, it was never no warm-up balls, and that's what the attitude I used to have with that. It has to be right on the spot from the very first ball, and because the new ball, using of new ball is an art, and once you need to utilize that new ball very professionally, because the white ball is manufactured such that only you can get out of from the white ball when it's new from the first 5 overs and 6 overs. So you need to maintain the ball, you need to bowl the ball in the correct areas, and you can get the maximum out of it, and that was the only way that you can just utilize the ball, bowling that new ball right from the very first ball.
Yes, agreed. It's all about, like I said, no warm balls, the best advice coach can give a fast bowler. And as we were talking there was almost a run-out opportunity of Divya, a good throw, back return throw. Just feel that
was a good shot.
And finally Rajeshwari has probably just been able to work that away, because it was threatening to go down that way, but Rajeshwari had to get on the front foot, and she did in that occasion, hit that through mid-wicket for a run, taking Singapore to 25 of 3.
25 for 3, 9.5 overs. So I think Rajeshwari, we can clearly see from her intention that her intention is there to hit, but she needs to take some time
Yes.
And that was the previous ball. It was a good shot, but she has to continue like this.
Yep.
She has to play an anchor role together with Divya. End of the over, 9.
That's and over 10 overs. Singapore 25 for 3, and Malaysia doing a good job in containing Singaporeans, but there just seems to be a little recovery on the way there as Rajeshwari and Divya are battling it out in the middle. So it looks like there will be another change of bowler. Just trying to get a name here. That would be. Sorry, no, it is still Zuleika.
She has a very good run up and very smooth.
Yes, very good run up. Zuleika has very uncomplicated, good rhythm, and that helps with the action.
Nice bowling action.
Will that be a run out?
Oh, she was way too in front.
Yep.
And I think she should know that how much start she should take and till where. And you looking at a partner, and there must be some communication and coordination, and that's what Rajeshwari is trying. That wait for my call.
Yes, and Zuleika could have probably got behind the stumps there, so she knew where the ball was going to be. Yes, but Divya surviving that, and a very good ball, very good
ball.
delivery.
The ball is seaming around.
Yeah, seaming, hint of swing. Rajeshwari caught in the crease, but just trying to push that onto the leg side.
I think Rajeshwari doesn't likes to be hold on for long, and then anything which is within the stumps, she is not very comfortable.
Yep. Somebody needs a bit of space to swing her arms, and that's probably the ball that she could try to do that, but nope. Hit back straight to Zuleika.
I think she's getting too eager to hit the ball hard, and she's like almost every shot she is just trying to go for a run. I mean, she has to calm down. From the other end, Divya, she needs to support her and tell her that don't rush, okay, and let's play according to the merit.
That's
where you
that's
swing
where
her arm, then that's where she want, and that's all going for a 4.
And there you go. So yes, I don't think Rajeshwari could hold on for much longer, and she got the perfect delivery for her to play that shot she really wanted. Good swing of the bat through the line, reaching for it a bit, but enough power for it to go, and that's very much needed for boundary for Singapore.
A welcome boundary for Singapore now, and it's like almost giving her room, and that was within her range, and then she just massacred that ball to a well boundary.
Yes, and let's see how Zuleika responds from this. Recovers.
I think somebody called for a change of bat. I think that ball was hit quite hard, and she changed the bat, and probably the bat is not broken.
Looked like hit the bottom edge of the toe of the bat there, but she had enough power for it to go.
Yes.
And
last
Rajeshwari
minute. There must be somebody coming from crossing through the side screen.
Maybe just a bit of a tactic, just to get herself settled back in.
It's very good presence of mind that, these girls are watching the cricket so much that, whenever somebody passes through the side screen, and they have been observing this, that, whenever somebody passes through the side screen, you have to stop. And that's a good show.
That's well played, Rajeshwari. Very deft touch into the vacant region just for the 1 run. But that's smart from Rajeshwari, just rotating the strike, and that's 5 runs already off his over. And it's just little things like this. If you can find the boundary ball and 1 or 2 or 3 singles in the over, that's 7 runs, and that will help Singapore a lot in trying to set a competitive total.
I think Zuleika is bowling, just pitching the ball up and letting the ball to swing at this point of time when it's only 10.5 overs. I think the ball is still new, and she knows how to swing the ball, and I'm very much impressed with the way she is pitching up the ball and letting the ball do some work, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yep. She looks very composed. She knows her routine, and that is a peach of a delivery.
And very well that you can say is almost like a banana swing.
Yeah. As you say, I mean, that's a fast bowler's dream, I think, a pace bowler's dream, committing the batter on the front foot and the ball just swings slightly away from the outside edge. Obviously, the bowler wants it to take the outside edge, but you can't have it all. So, as we're into our going into our 12th over now, Singapore just showing little small signs of recovery. Not showing so much on the scoreboard though, but 30 for 3 it is. 9 overs left. We've got Yasmin back to bowl a second over.
Alisa is bowling that, and Rajeshwari has hit that back. Will it go for a boundary? No. Good attempt to stop. It's a good boundary for 4, but a very brave effort to stop that for not going for a boundary.
That's very well played. She likes it there.
Oh,
getting a
that
foot
was
forward
a good effort.
and just
Good
getting
effort.
through, and a good fielding effort. Good commitment here from the Malaysian fielders.
Yeah, we can see that that Malaysian ladies are very sporty, very agile, and doing what they are supposed to do. I was just watching their pre-warm-up things. They were playing musical chair. They were just hanging around, having fun, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Well bowled.
Well bowled.
Very energetic bunch, as you say. They've gone for a single as it somehow crept through and made its way down to Ariana.
That's good. You hit a boundary and then you rotate strike, take a single, and that's how it's supposed to be.
Yes, and just like the last over, 5 runs, but this time there are already 5 runs of just 2 balls, 4 balls to go. If they can pick up 2 runs here and a boundary somewhere, that would be good for Singapore's cause.
I think there's a good tactic being used by the Malaysian captain as well, by rotating the bowlers quite often, and the batsman is not very familiar with what the new bowler will be doing. Every 2 overs or every 1 over, this new bowler is being brought into bowl. So that's a good tactic by the Malaysian side.
And you can also see the desperation there with that fielding attempt just then, knowing that she's already considered 5 runs of 2 balls. The way Yasmin has thrown herself to make sure that there was no run. Good commitment. And well played, dabbed off to backward point. No run. Good intent, but just not finding the gap. Divya?
I think Divya just need couple of balls to relax, and then she has watched over the ball. She has been there for 22 balls, and it must be there for another 15-20 minutes. So she knows that what she needs to do, but she just need to calm and compose herself.
And with the field back, she's chosen to hit that down just for the 1, which was not a bad option, and keeps the scoreboard ticking over. And with the last ball to go there by Yasmin.
I think this is good tactics by these 2 batters, Rajeshwari. Now Divya, knowing that Rajeshwari can clear the hit, she's just giving a single and let her cross over, and then she takes the most of the strike. So that's a good change of plan. Even though she's a senior batsman, but in the game, Rajeshwari is watching the ball quite beautifully and trying to hit the ball and get the momentum from it, and trying to get as much run for Singapore. So that's good sign.
Yes, at the moment I think that this will be the perfect combination if it gets right. We've got Divya, who can work the ball into gaps with her shot selections and occasionally hit the boundary. And then you've got someone like Rajeshwari, who, if she sticks around for long enough, that's a pretty decent strike rate, 12 of 16 balls. So if this can be carried through to the end, really, with the next 8 overs, you could see maybe Singapore putting on a half-decent score and then going into field with some confidence.
Yes. Alisa is going back to the...
Sorry, this will be Aina Hamiza.
Aina Hamiza. First
That
ball. She
interestingly, not even called a wide, but I felt that probably
away with
just
that.
got away with that. Yeah. because it looked like it just passed the wide line. But like I said,
Not a very good start.
not a. She'll find a line this time, I suppose, and that is her first over, as it was first over, first ball. Bowling a second ball, and just that hint of swing.
Just near the white line, and umpire very reluctant and seeing that whether it should be called a one
Yes, and Divya,
or no, and then the ball goes to the favor of Malaysian bowler.
yes, and Divya maybe could do a better job of getting the foot across the stumps just to get a bit closer. Seeing that she's almost standing on leg stump or outside. And well played. She covered the line outside the off and played it across, but not enough pace in the shot to get any further than the 30-yard circle. But more importantly, the strike has been rotated, and Rajeshwari back on strike to face Hamiza, who's bowling a first over.
I think now Rajeshwari is there. She has made up her mind that she is going to continue to go on like this, hitting the ball. I think I don't mind if she could just go a bit more out of the crease and then hit.
That's finally a wide that just made it to the other side of the line. That looked like it swung a bit. Aina Hamiza in her first over has not really been as disciplined as the other Malaysian bowlers.
I think the ball is still swinging, then she's finding it difficult to control the swing.
It's well played. Will that be one? And the throw comes in, and just in the way of the throw there, but not intentionally. So just looking at Aina Hamiza here, I do feel that maybe she is maybe bowling a bit too wide of the wicket. She maybe could do a better job of running closer to the wicket, so her line's more focused on the off stump. So because she's starting so wide and the ball's being released, it's probably already swinging from a fifth stump line, as you can see there.
And yeah. See, that was a bit of short ball. Then
Yeah.
if
And well
she
played.
wants to make the ball swing, she has to pitch the ball up.
Yeah.
And I think probably because the previous 2-3 deliveries were just swinging out and she didn't know what to do, she just pitched it short. So, I mean, there's no harm pitching it up, and if as long as the ball is swinging, and you might get a snick as well. So
Yeah.
keep bowling that line.
Last ball. 4 runs of this over. And that's been hit down to mid-on, sorry. Swapping to that chat. Don't worry about chat. Keeps going. Keeps going on. Yeah, 4 or 5 times.
Singapore 13 overs, 41 for 3. Rajeshwari 14 of 18 balls. Divya 8 of 27 balls. New bowler is Ariana.
So Ariana, she's back for a third over. Someone we've given a lot of praise to. Very good left-arm spinner. Probably the right time to bring on. Seeing that Singapore.
That's a wide
really
ball.
wide, and it's hit.
Has
keeper
almost bowled a
Julia
yorker
on
to
the
the keeper.
Yes, I was a keeper for a very long time, and when he hits you in that one small unprotected part of the knee, it really, really hurts. So I sympathize with Julia there. But the white ball there, she didn't start off the best way, but back on track straight away, and looks like it's pitched outside leg stump. And as much as it looked like it was going to hit leg stump after spinning back once it's pitched outside leg. Can't be an LBW.
I think Ariana is bowling again within stump to stump, and she's doing probably the correct thing. And I can see that Rajeshwari is not very much comfortable with Ariana's line and length, so she just need to watch her overthrow and then wait for those loose deliveries, and then she can score runs. But in the meantime, they should be taking strike because the fielders are slightly back.
So there you go, and actually not too badly played there by Rajeshwari, but she's got to be a bit careful because she could be set up here as both the straight fielders are back on the boundary, so she might be better served hitting it straight and long run but hard rather than in the air. That's very well bowled and well played.
Very well bowled.
Just very, very wily, she's got a good head on her, Ariana. Kind of understands what she needs to do and getting through this over very quickly. And that's when you start playing forced shots because of the pressure. So apart from the one wide in the first ball, she's bowled really well after that and found her groove again.
I think Rajeshwari just need to see off this one off ball because that's the last over, and then she can use the other bowlers to hit it out.
And there you go. That's what we were talking about. And will it clear? Nope. And something that happened a lot yesterday as well. We had a lot of the Malaysian girls. If there's one thing I want to pick about the fielding, a negative would be they tend to charge in too much. And if you do look at this now, if that she's almost about 10 meters in, and that's always going to go behind your head. So they probably just need to be, a bit more measured and maybe take about 2 or 3 steps in rather than charge in. Happened about 3 times yesterday, and it's happened again today.
I think there was a judgment error.
Yep.
And they probably can see that the ladies team are not very much familiar with the light and playing under the light, so probably that might be the scene.
Yes, that actually could be something else that we don't think too much about. Maybe when it's out there, the lights can get in your eyes sometimes, and maybe the judgment is not as good. But yes, a good point, Shoaib. Maybe something that I had not considered when I made that statement. But but that's a bit of a lifeline for Rajeshwari. She played that shot really well, and Singapore now 46 for 3. Seeing them in all sorts of trouble before.
She's trying to put it short, and then she played across, and lucky Rajeshwari was in. It's a good throw from the fielder, right on the spot, like a tracer bullet.
And really, really sharp throws. So very impressive, and you can see that the batters have to run, literally run for their lives to the other end because they know it's going to be close every single time. So Divya maybe not making the best of that delivery, which was going down leg. Couldn't find the gap rather, but hit it straight to that fielder. Made things a bit difficult. But no harm done, 47 for 3. Aina Hamiza back to bowl her second over. The first ball going for a single. Struggle a bit with a line today, Aina Hamiza. And that's much better, but played down to long on.
I think Rajeshwari is doing the good thing, and she is in that momentum of hitting. So as now the fast, this bowler Anna, which she is pitching the ball up and it's a bit swinging. So I would advise Rajeshwari to step out of the crease for another probably 2 or 3 steps and then play it so that you can kill the swing.
Yes, you're right, and I think a lot of that comes with experience. And then, well, as much as these girls have played for Singapore for a few years, they've probably not played as much cricket as the men have. So, but this year things have changed a lot. There's a women's league that started, the SCA Sunbirds Women's League, that was initiated this year, which will give these girls more opportunities to play and to try out some of these tactics or techniques that we talk about.
Definitely,
so
definitely.
that will actually help, and I do feel that We are on the right track with in regards to what we're doing with women's cricket here, and as you can see, Malaysia also look to be on the right track. So yeah, just little nuances of the game, just understanding that will come with experience. As Hamiza comes in here to bowl her fourth ball, and well bowled, and
Well played. Oh.
that's gone down to third man, just for the single. And more importantly, Singapore have actually hit the 50-run mark, which will bring a round of applause from the Singapore dugout. And going on to the last ball of the 15th over, Singapore hit 50. But there is a lot of work to be done if Singapore are to pose any sort of a score that's going to be challenging, and to prevent Malaysia winning the Saudari Cup tonight itself. So they need to pull this game back to make it 1-1.
1 over can completely change the game.
Yes, and well, even when you have bad starts sometimes, like Malaysia did yesterday when they were at 1.20 for 2, and they recovered to 126. A lot of people were felt, oh well, there should have been 140 with Malaysia's batting lineup. But sometimes when you have bad starts, being 20 for 2, and even if the two girls here in the middle can bring Singapore to about 90 or 100, that will be big motivational boost, because they've put on 80 runs from when the last wicket was taken. And I do feel both of these girls need to stay in at least to the 19th over and then have a go. Because so far this mini recovery has been good, and it's just starting to take a bit of shape.
I mean, these two partnership is going on well. When Rajeshwari came in, it was from the 7th over, and now it's almost 15th over and 5 more overs to go. So this will be the good time to take this momentum and continue with it, and it will become very difficult for the new batsmen to come in if any wicket falls here. And at the same time, Malaysia will try to get this partnership broken, and they will try their best to get this wicket done.
It's just looking at the scorecard there, as you can see, not much to talk about with the 3 batters that got out, but Divya and Rajeshwari Butler doing a pretty good job now in getting things back, as the ball's been hit down. Ball's been hit down to
the middle area.
So 51 for 3, with Yasmin now bowling a third over, and Singapore on 51 for 3, as I mentioned before. Divya GK on strike, 10 runs of 31 balls, and this next 5 overs will be very crucial.
Lisa Yasmin again.
Well played, just into that gap, that vacant area, but quickly into stop that. Just a single. And you do feel that if that misfield, would that be a run? No, the run has been turned down.
The run on the misfield. Well, that's the safe side, not to take a run on the misfield. Sometimes fielder can be cheeky about that.
And will that be a run?
That'd be a wide.
Probably be a wide. Let's see what the signal is from the umpire. And he's called that a wide, and that'll be 2 runs.
Yes.
For a minute there, I thought it actually came off the batter's pad. So I must say Rajeshwari's done a very, very good job here with a decent strike rate, 21 of 28. So in a way, Divya can maybe just look at rotating the strike and leaving it to Rajeshwari to take control and playing the more aggressive shots. So let's see what Divya has to do here. And yes,
that's a nice juicy full toss straight into the fielder's hand, and they took a single. That's very good running between the wickets, and that's probably they should be doing it from the very beginning. You know, tap the ball, look for the gaps and take the single. If they would have done it probably 5 overs back, score would have been different what it is right now.
And
That's
that
a very
is
good shot.
So
Very
true.
good shot.
Gone over the 30-yard. Will it make it to the boundary? No. Winifred chasing that very well. That'd be 2 runs. Winifred, of course, the sister of Derek Dreisingham, who you have played a lot against. She has also played for a few years for the Malaysian national team. So a family of cricketers. And well played.
It's nice. Good single. Very good single. Very good tactics being used by Rajeshwari. And she is using everything to control her breath, and because she knows that the next 4 overs are going to be very crucial for him, and then she is using every time to get her strength back, and she must be herping and jumping around because she must be breathless. She's working hard, she's running the runs hard, and she's taking every single thing so that she can regain her breath back.
A good time to just take in some liquids. I'm just wondering whether it's an injury that she's feeling, or she's just feeling the heat of battle, a bit tired. But like I said, she's given Singapore a way in with those runs. At one point, it didn't look like Singapore were going to get anywhere with the bowling attack, and now it also shows that the Malaysians are starting to bowl a bit more erratically, seeing that the runs are coming a bit more of a flow on the runs. So we have our 17th over in progress as Aina Hamiza, number 25, comes in for what will be a 3rd over, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that should be a 3rd over. She's bowling well.
Yeah,
No doubt about that. She's swinging the ball and keeping it stump to stump, but a good single managed by Rajeshwari.
Yep. So she did struggle in the first 2 overs. Found a bit of rhythm in the second part of her 2nd over. So that first ball well played away by Rajeshwari, brings her to 25. Singapore 59 for 3. And that's very smartly played by Divya, but straight to the fielder. Will this be out? No, says the umpire. Good throw, nevertheless. Rajeshwari doing her best to get to the other end in good time, and she's safe. And another run on the board. So this is looking really good from the 2 Singaporean women out in the middle, doing a very good job. Runs are starting to flow now.
Yes, Rajeshwari has played a very crucial role right now in getting these very valuable runs, and 25 runs of 31 balls. So she has to continue throughout the inning, carry this innings back and score as much run for Singapore.
Short ball. Been sort of half pulled down to long on, sorry. Keep getting my long on and long off mixed up. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. But yes, I think Shoaib and I would probably agree in that Rajeshwari has to battle the end here, at least the 19th over, so that she can use this prowess. She's seeing the ball well. She's got the power to clear. She's got the range hitting. Divya just needs to play to her strengths.
Well, I'm quite surprised that she changed the angle and coming around the wicket.
Maybe not the best option, because
that's a very welcome boundary from Divya. It's a good welcome boundary for Singapore as well, and that's what happens when you change the direction. You go from over the wicket to round the wicket. It's probably negative bowling, I would say, and it's going down the leg side, and some valuable runs for Singapore.
And also the fine leg fielder was in the 30 yards, so maybe not the best of choices. But Singapore's not going to complain. They got the much welcome boundary, so that's already 7 runs off the over with 2 balls to go. Aina Hamiza has struggled, of maybe the most of all the Malaysian bowlers, and that's probably why she's trying to change change things. Back to over the wicket, and that's a good shot. And that's
again
another
a
four.
very good shot. Very good shot. Now slowly Divya is getting the momentum back. And that's a good thing. One boundary can make such a good impact on the batsman itself, and then the bowler doing all the mistakes and the batsman taking to their full advantage.
You can see the Singapore dugout getting all excited because they know that these are crucial runs, and with that momentum going into when they have to defend the score, the more runs they can put on the board now is going to be a big moral boost when they get in.
That's a usual. Divya's looking at a strong end that you're hitting it on the leg side. That's good, and at least that must be some relief for Rajeshwari that slowly Divya is getting and scoring some runs at this point of time. So it's a big relief for Rajeshwari, and she can take a breather as well.
Very good point, Shoaib, because I think at some point Rajeshwari must have felt, you know what, I've done the job now. I've got some runs going. I just wish Divya could maybe play a bit more attacking cricket, and she has. And next thing you know, Singapore 70 for 3 in 17 overs to 3 overs to go. And Malaysia have probably brought on their trump card. Winifred, very experienced bowler, comes from a family of fast bowlers, with her brother being an opening bowler for Malaysia as well, Derek. So I'm sure both siblings have shared a lot of conversations about pace bowling, and she'll be taking a leaf out of the book from a more experienced brother, and let's see how she goes against Divya.
Well, I can see from the gather or from the runner position itself that she looked very much exactly like Derek.
That's very well bowled.
Very well bowled. Very good start.
Just punch down to long on. Sorry, guys. Jeez.
I think the angling is troubling you, Arjun.
I think I need my eyesight checked. I'm getting my angles all wrong here. It brings Rajeshwari to strike, and it'll be interesting to see how Winifred bowls to Rajeshwari. She probably would not want to have it too full and too wide. Just stopping a run up there, and
I think Rajeshwari was not ready at all. She's playing some mind games with the bowler. It's a good swing of the bat, and also the good swing of the ball as well.
Yep, and
overall good cricket.
Down to that long on fielder just for the single. 2 runs of the over. I don't think either team would mind this. I don't think Winifred would mind this, because it is a defensive field anyway at this point of the game, so long as there are no boundaries. And Rajeshwari and Divya might just feel a bit more settled now, and feeling that these singles are good, just waiting for that one bad ball. So it'll be a good contest between these two right now. And big appeal.
Probably too high a bit.
Yes, maybe too high, maybe just angling down leg after pitching as well. Decent appeal. Umpire doesn't think it's out.
Well, that's a good thing that Malaysian bowlers are trying that they need to stop the flow of the runs, and at the same time Singapore will be looking to score more runs as well. So it's a very good contest going on in the middle, and let's see how much Singapore can manage to get these runs.
It's well played. She just picked it up just before the bounce. Will it get through? Well fielded there.
Good fielding.
Extremely well fielded, and they scrambled through for a second.
She was struggling. If the throw would have been a direct one, she would have been out.
The credit to the fielders there. Once again, the prowess of the Malaysian women's team and the fielding. Good commitment and preventing 2 runs. As in T20 cricket, every run very valuable. How many games have been won by a run, lost by a run?
Every single run is very important for Singapore team, and every single run which Malaysian team needs to stop is very important for them as well, because they don't want to chase a big total here, because anything can happen when it comes to the second innings. The pitch might do something different, it might play different, and wicket might get slower. Anything can happen. So they don't want a big total. It always goes in, it always plays in the team batting second, that that anything you cross 90 or plus, it will be mind-boggling.
It's well played. Divya had enough time, well fielded again. And so hard to pierce this 30-yard when these Malaysian girls are so energetic, getting down to anything. So every time you feel that you've done enough to get through the 30-yard, a good display of fielding disappoints the batters. But I do feel at this point, if they, I mean, from experiences of being a player and a coach, and yourself too, when, like we spoke about being 20 for 3, and now I think scoring 100 would be a big psychological boost. If somehow Singapore can just put on another 25 runs, just seeing those 3 figures on the board would just give the bowlers coming in all the confidence in the world and saying, you know what, we were in a really bad situation, but now we've got 100 on the board, let's go out there and make something happen. So, and I think also from the Malaysian point of view, thinking that, hey, you know what, we had Singapore 20 for 3 and they came back and scored 100. So
Yeah, this partnership has been very good for Singapore, and we would like to see this score going to 100, and that will always play some doubts in the mind that, you know, oh, it's 100 runs, and it's always becomes a challenging task for the team chasing it. So that's a good point, Arjun. And the first ball is a wide ball. Yes,
that's very handy for Singapore. Zuleika, who's bowled sensationally for only conceding 7 runs in the last 2 overs, is now given a wide. That's 8 runs. So still 6 balls to go. And that's good LB shout, not given. And Zuleika is not going to question anymore. She makes her way back to a mark. But more importantly is a dot ball. So she wouldn't be too bothered without the wicket, because dot balls are so valuable from a bowler's perspective.
I think Divya should come across more towards the off stump, and if that's her favorite shot, then she has more room to play.
Possibly, yes, good point.
Playing within the stumps, playing cross bat, it's always a danger of getting a run LBW.
That's a better shot, just down the line, hitting with through the line of the ball, well fielded, and it's just a single, but a valuable single, and everything counts right now. So just inching away. We talk about maybe if the discussion should be maybe, you know, getting that 23 runs now to make that 100. So that would be a good target, I think. Anything on top of that would be a bonus.
Yes.
And even if you run 4 or 5 runs short of that, it's still 95. So, and put that away, but no, it's
no
probably
ball,
a top
and then
hit.
it's
Will Lips catch?
Oh, that was a drop catch.
Drop catch and a no ball. So, well, they might get this 100 that we are talking about.
Well, Rajeshwari has to get some power out of that, and probably now it's up to Divya now that she is facing a free hit. Let's see what she does now, and then probably she knows she can play her favorite shot going down the leg side and hitting that onto the leg side, and you never know if this free hit gets a boundary, it's a bonus for Singapore team.
This would be a good time to try that shot. I think nothing to lose. She's using the pace. Let's see what she does.
Oh, she missed that.
Again, she probably better serve putting that down through the offside. It was a bit too full to try and scoop it down the leg, or even drag it onto the leg side. So a wasted opportunity there to put on some runs.
What do you think about Sophia? Is she a very death bowler, bowling the last couple of, overs?
I've been really impressed with her because she keeps things simple. Yes, okay. If you look at there, it's just got a nice hint of swing as that ball's been dispatched to deep mid-wicket region for the throw that comes screaming back in. And yes, I've been very impressed by her. She's only, like you can see, she's only conceded 11 runs and going into a third over. She looks like she's got a routine. She knows what she wants to do, and very uncomplicated. Beautiful run up, nice flow, and there you go. And that's all she does. And maybe just feeling a bit unfortunate that she's not taken a wicket yet. But sometimes, you know, if you've done, this is probably doing a better job for your team in keeping the runs so low in a T20 game, conceding only 11 runs so far. So yes, she's got to understand that it's not just all about wickets, and
Definitely.
this is just doing a fantastic job for the team.
I mean, the economy rate is very useful at this point of time. I mean, 2.5 overs and 11 runs. It's a very good economy rate, and she being just keeping things simple, and that's the most important thing.
Again, Rajeshwari just taking her across, maybe praying a bit ahead of herself. If she just waited for that a bit more, could probably be clearing the ground. But
I think here the Malaysian team might have got some calculation wrong, that, you know, she is such a good bowler and she only managed to finish only 3 overs. They should have finished it at least 4 overs from her. But I think due to some, like, there must be some miscalculation from the captains, and then probably she missed out 1 over, because such bowlers should be utilized properly, and I think that she has done a good job. 3 overs for 11 runs, 12 runs. It's a very good economy rate, even though she didn't get a wicket, but still managed to contain those runs.
it's an interesting point, and I'm sure a very valid point, especially seeing that Aina Hamiza struggle.
Yes.
They could have maybe used one of Zuleika's overs to cover up there. Because of all the bowlers, I think Aina Hamiza was the only one that really struggled to find a line. So, yes, something I'm sure the coach has picked up, Malaysian coach has picked out as well. That's very well bowled, good areas.
It's good.
Forced down to
Only single.
long on, it's been thrown in. Well, do not see Singapore hitting the 100 mark at this point. They still require 18 runs. You would think at this point a 90 would be good.
90 should be a decent target. They should be going for
And
it.
that's a good shot. Is that going to find its way? Nope.
Oh, very good fielding.
Good fielding.
Very good
there.
fielding, and then
Bit of an
there it goes.
overthrow, and the run has been turned down.
Ah.
I think the Singapore girls are a bit wary of the Malaysian girls' throwing abilities. So even when the overthrow gets through, they know they're very fast at closing down the space. And once they get the ball in their hand, it's going to be a very difficult proposition. But yes, they should be looking for all runs now. And in fact, both girls should now just take a chance and try and hit the ball. Their wickets in hand. There's nothing to lose at this point. One boundary here will be very useful. And that's a good shot too.
Very good shot.
Played down, but safely down, just for the one. Gone back for the one.
Oh, that
But,
was.
very ill-judged attempt at a second.
She managed to get back
in
to the
time.
crease.
So maybe just not paying attention, and once again an example of how good the throwing arms are of these Malaysian girls. That ball was back in a flash.
3 more balls to go. I think I hope to continue that this partnership carries on and get as much run as they can get.
Good shot.
There's only
But
3
fielder-
balls left, and another overthrow there could be, and then Rajeshwari is not ready. Oh, she's running, and she got the second run.
So it looks
Good
like
running
there
between the
was-
wickets.
After that overthrow, looks like either she's landed or had a collision with Rajeshwari. Didn't really see what happened there, but it looks like Julia is quite badly hurt. That throw was really wild. And hopefully she's fine as the physio for the Malaysian team comes in to have a look. Well, the good sign there is she's sitting up because she looked like she was in a lot of pain before this. She's probably still in pain, but at least she's sitting up, and that's just always better than having somebody lying on the ground and immobile.
And there we can see in the replay that what happened here.
So big throw up and
She banged
collision
into
with
Rajeshwari.
Rajeshwari, and Rajeshwari showing some concern.
That was
And you know what? If Rajeshwari was run out there, I wouldn't blame her too much. I think sometimes, as much as you're out there playing a sport, to be concerned for a fellow human being is not such a bad thing, because that was a big
she
collision.
must say that
And I'm sure Julia felt that. But credit to Rajeshwari for checking. Sometimes, you know.
this kind of thing happens in these kind of unavoidable accidents.
Yes.
I see. And it wasn't done on purpose. And I'm glad that the keeper is back up and
Well,
hope she is not suffering that much. And she's been carried up
Yeah,
off the
looks-
ground. I hope it's not that serious as well, because she looks definitely in a lot of pain there.
It might. Yes, I think it's a shoulder. I wouldn't be surprised
shoulder.
if this might be an AC acromion joint injury because of the impact. Hopefully, it's just that, not a dislocated shoulder. Maybe it's just a sprain because of the collision. I do hope that she's fine, because she is a really good keeper, and I'm sure Malaysia will be missing her if she was to lose her for the last game. Well, like I said, happens. I mean, you don't get too many collision injuries in cricket, but they happen sometimes. Yes.
Probably the
Yes,
ladies
wishing
get too
she-
excited, and one needs to get back to the crease, the other one wants to get the other person
Just trying to lip
run
read,
out,
lip
and
read.
that's where it doesn't
I'm
look
just
good at all.
Trying to lip read here with the physio. I think speaking Malay, and I think maybe just talking about possibly a dislocation. I think.
I hope it's not that. It's not very serious though. 2 more balls to go. 86 for 3. What do you think, Arjun?
Well, you know, if they can just find that one boundary ball now, and I think Divya should be looking for it, no matter what happens, even if she gets out, just to get the 90.
Definitely.
And nope. That's
Rajeshwari is almost there on the. That's a
there
fumble.
you go, it's a fumble.
That's
So-
a very good.
the one run. Well, it's amazing how you can get your run sometimes. Nobody seemed to know that the run was happening. Only Rajeshwari did, and she got out into the other end. Divya was still looking at the ball.
The panic button has always
and
been
the
started in
keeper-
the Malaysian team, and they know. There's only last ball left, and let's see what happens here in 87 for 3.
I think 4 would be a great way to end this, or 6 even.
6 or 4.
Bang, and a good
Bang,
shot.
There will be a single only.
Just the one, just the
there's a
one.
misfield.
And that's a misfield.
There's a misfield.
There you go.
Wow. That's
So
very
we talk
good.
about it, and they've got that magical number of 91.
91. That's good stuff. Good
Which
stuff. So
100
that-
would have been nice, but 91 I feel would just give the Singapore team a boost as they now get ready to go in to defend.
I think that's what I was talking about. That that the panic button, when it's created to start panic, that's where your basics goes all over the place. No matter the ball is just coming straight to you, you just need to collect the ball and just pass it back to the bowler or to the keeper, because if you can worse come to worse, you can give only 1 or 2 runs. That's it. But
sorry.
you gave away trying to get her run out, and in the end end up giving up 4 runs. So 4 valuable runs, and that's the magical number of 91 which you wanted, Arjun. Singapore 91 for 3 in the end of the innings. Rajeshwari batted beautifully, 35 runs of 39 balls. Divya 31 of 49 balls.
And so Saudari Cup, second T20 match, the match that matters a lot to Singapore, because if they can win this, it'll be drawn at 1-1, which will mean that tomorrow's game will be a very crucial one. So join us as Singapore look to defend their score of 91. We'll be back soon. Thank you. who have recovered well from quite a bad position to put on 91 on the board. Now they'll be defending 91. Malaysia need 92 to win. A very important fixture for both teams in that if Malaysia win this, they retain the Saudari Cup, and Singapore, to stay in this, to make tomorrow's game the crucial fixture, need to win this. Not much on the board, but you do feel Singapore have left the field after the batting innings with a bit more hope, and you never know, early wickets might just make a difference. Bowler's name. Bowler's name. Bowler's name. Davina Sharma. Right, so we'll have Davina Sharma opening the bowling for Singapore, as Winifred will be opening the batting along with Yusrina. And ball one. It's bowled wide outside off stump, cut down, and it looks like it has not gone for, well fielded, but Malaysia will make it back for an easy 2. The first ball. Singapore really need to be disciplined in how they use this new ball in the power play, because the game can really easily go away from a team if the power play over is not bowled properly. Big appeal, but just looks like that was actually pitched maybe just outside leg. So Winifred tried to work that down towards the onside. Davina Sharma gets that through, and that'll be 4 runs. Very good shot. So he's just staying on that front foot and punching it through the covers. And smart cricket there by Winifred, but sent back by a partner. Should have been a single. Very good intent here by Winifred in trying to get this scoreboard ticking over and trying to get the singles. Just letting a partner know that that was a single, and partner responding in kind and apologizing. And well played using her feet, just punching it down to covers. No run though, well fielded. And Singapore probably need the bowlers to keep it on that line where you're forced to hit the field, and just on their back foot, gets it through though, and they'll go through for the 1, quick enough to get there. After the first over, Malaysia looked to have started well, 7 runs for no wicket. So a bit of work here to do for Singapore. Malaysia now just requiring 85 runs. Divya been given the ball with to bowl off spinners. Very, very crucial now that Singapore try and look for a breakthrough, just to send a bit of a shock wave up the Malaysians' spines. The only thing that could be a negative for Divya is that she can't be offered as much protection. As you see, as Yusrina binti Yaakob, she'll be Winifred's opening batting partner, and that looks like it'll be a bye. Getting through the keeper for a run. Maybe Winifred just being a bit over eager there, seeing a bit of flight and wanting to charge down and maybe just overstepping it, but the keeper not reading the situation as he went through for a bye after the bounce. It's well ball, good areas. Yusrina Yaakob just gently driving that back to the bowler. Another dot ball, and this will serve Singapore well. So Winifred just looking at the batting card. Winifred already on 7, just off 7 balls, runner ball 7. And as Yusrina tries to get off the mark, she does, hitting that two cover, but misfield. And again, an area of the game that Singapore really needs to look to improve on. Too many times in yesterday's recovery of the Malaysian innings where runs were hit straight at fielders, and because of misfields runs were taken. A good shot, just rocking on that back foot, trying to beat that point fielder and not getting enough of it to bother the point fielder, as Piumi Gurasinghe feels that with ease. Just 2 runs of this over, one a bye. Well bowled so far. Another good delivery, and Divya finishes off for over with just a 1 run conceded off for bowling and a bye. Malaysia 9 for no loss in 2 overs. So Davina Sharma back for a second over. Yusrina Yaakob to be facing. 1 of 3. And hit down towards square leg. So with my new improved mic stand, I'll continue my commentary. Looks like I'm about to sing a song. So Davina just no runs of 2 balls, and that'll be a stumping, and a great stumping there by Shafina Mahesh. Davina Sharma flighting it enough for Yusrina Yaakob to get a bit eager, charging down the wicket, missing it completely, and Malaysia now 1 wicket down. So Singapore eagerly needed that, desperately needed that breakthrough, and in getting that breakthrough might just have a chance, because Yusrina Yaakob makes her way back to the pavilion. Malaysia 9 for 1. new batter for Malaysia. So the new batter for Malaysia will be so it's a hero of yesterday's recovery, Eliza Yasmin, probably the best person to be coming in right now for Malaysia. Played a really good innings yesterday of 37 of 43 balls, along with Aina Hamiza, to set Malaysia away on a great recovery from being 20 for 3 to end the day on 126, which eventually was enough to beat Singapore by 22 runs. And well bowled. Davina just finding a bit of confidence there after starting off a second over very well and picking up the wicket of Yasmina Yaakob. So Divya back on, and I think after that first over, I take great confidence that she's bowled well enough to warrant a second over, just conceding the 1 run. And straight away starts off really well, just attacking those stumps. Punch down to sort of a short mid-wicket, or a straighter mid-wicket. And Divya just trying to maybe tempt the drive, or maybe another charge down the wicket, but Winifred just standing around, driving that well enough, but not piercing the gap. Looks like that was heading down leg and possibly too high as well. No runs taken, 3 dot balls. Malaysia maybe just feeling it just a bit here, looking a bit flustered after the loss of the 1 wicket. Winifred 7 of 12. And just getting through there, missing the off stump, didn't spin enough, and Divya knows how close that was. And at this point, maybe Winifred, after such a confident start to innings, just be feeling a bit shaky, a bit worried, concerned. Malaysian women know that this is the game. This is the game they have to win to make sure that they take the cup today itself and not wait till the 3rd fixture. Again, Divya bowls another dot ball. That's 5 dot balls. Last one, last delivery. And Winifred just quite sensibly leaves that. And a good maiden over there by Divya, and Singapore doing a very good job here in keeping the Malaysians pegged back after a first over start of 7 runs and only conceding 2 runs in the next 3 overs and taking a wicket. So Shafina must be a bit happy here. Must be very happy, in fact. Played a big part in removing Yasmina Yaqub with a really good stumping of Davina Sharma. Now will be To Wang Ling into bowl, her first over of the day. And facing will be Eliza Yasmin, who really impressed me last night with her composure and how she structured the innings, and which also probably rubbed off on Aina Hamiza. Both of them contributing 37 runs apiece. Different proposition today. It's a chase. Not a great chase, but a chase nevertheless. Malaysia already one down in just 4 overs and just 9 runs on the board. And well bowled there, good areas, but extremely well played by Yasmin, just sort of late cutting that down. Not enough pace to get to the short third man. And that will be a wide, just inching its way to the keeper as I welcome my colleague Shoaib Razak back to the commentary box. Shoaib, interesting chase now. I think the 1 wicket has made a bit of a difference. Malaysia started very confidently, scoring 7 in the first over. But since then, after the loss of the wicket, they've only managed to add 4 runs to the total. But To Wang Ling maybe just losing her shape there. She's bowled and bowling 2 consecutive wides. Just needs to remain a bit more composed, take her time. She looks a bit anxious. I think it would be a good time for the captain maybe to come up to her and just have a chat, or some of the senior players.
Yes, I think, the wicket always creates a lot of excitement in both the teams. One, the team which taken the wicket, and then the other team who has just lost the wicket. It's just creates some excitement in there and among the players. So that's what the Wang Ling is experiencing now. Then she, after getting the wicket, then she wants eagerly to have another wicket. So, but she just have to bowl within the stumps and not to bowl to get wicket, but to bowl dot balls.
And there was a better delivery after bowling 3 wides, already having conceded 4 on the over, and extras are not going to help Singapore at all. I know it is quite difficult. Can't always control that, especially with the ball being this new. Maybe not the best option to be giving Wang Ling the ball this early, but that's just rock back on the back foot and punch that through.
That's another one for boundary 4. That's
really,
quite
really
loose bowling from Wang Ling. I think she's a good bowler, but managing the new ball, especially in the second over or 4.3 overs, it's not what the start with Singapore wanted as of now.
Yeah, sometimes I feel as much as in T20 cricket, there tends to be a trend now to use different bowlers and don't give them too many overs on the trot. I do feel that, especially in the chase, and once again the ball finds its way through the 30-yard, and that's another boundary, 8 runs already. As I was saying, it became a trend where, okay, don't let the batter settle by using the same bowler twice in 2 consecutive overs. But when you're on top and they're just taking a wicket, Divya was doing a really good job containing one end. Davina Sharma also done her part. Sometimes you maybe just have to go with that flow, because the bowlers would have felt confident at that point.
Yes, I know that was a much better delivery than the previous 4 deliveries.
Yes.
And I think it's just that if any of the bowler is not comfortable with the new balls, I think it's no harm holding the ball cross seam to manage the swing as well. And that's what Wang Ling is finding a bit of difficulty in controlling that swing. But and when you give too many runs away in your initial over, then you are not giving a very good confidence to the keeper, and that's raised another one for 4.
Yes, and quite unfortunate because that was not such a bad ball. But that's exactly the problem, because she started her over so erratically, in where the first ball wasn't that bad. It was worked away for a single. She bowled 3 consecutive wides, then bowled a dot ball again. Just when she was getting maybe a bit of confidence back, she gets hit for 2 4s, then bowls another dot ball, and then all of a sudden a good ball at the end goes for 4 as well. So yeah, not the best over from Wang Ling. You do feel for her though. Malaysia now all of a sudden looking control after just the 1 over, 25 for 1, chasing 92. So it also shows that the game of T20 can change in a matter of 6 balls, 1 ball, 3 ball. This is a crazy old game.
That's Vinny is really taking the Malaysian team, cruising it towards near to the target, and majority of the runs have been come from Vinny.
Yes.
19 of 20 balls, and the Malaysia score is 25. So she is an aggressive batsman, I must say, and Singapore bowlers have to come out with some tactics to keep her close or keep her quite down. That how to deal with Winfried when she's going out. I think probably give a single or more, get her off strike, and use the other batsman and took it down. There was a couple of misfielding there from the Singapore side. That's not very good sign. That's what the pressure creates. In 5.2 overs, 27 for 1 when you're defending 91. It's always games of nerves, and you cannot be just let your excitement come over for you.
And I think as much as Winifred's played aggressor here, she's got a very good partner in middle with Liza Yasmin, who looks to be a bit more measured and very smart with her cricket and how she structures her innings. So Malaysia at the moment have the ideal batting pair out there to take this game home without too much fuss, seeing that they're already 27 in the 6th over. Just looking at Yasmin's demeanor, she doesn't look very flustered. She has a bit of a sense what she wants to do.
Well
yes, she's
kept.
gone for that cut shot, but it was there to be cut, maybe just not playing it well, or playing it maybe just under it. But she has an idea of what she wants to do. She knows which ball she wants to go after. Divya doing a good job too, and so it's all about maybe getting one of these two out, just putting the pressure back on Malaysia. But the wicket has to happen now, and that's gone inside between bat and pad with the spin. Does not have enough legs to go for 4
runs,
and
a bit of
again, credit to the Malaysians with their running. That was still just past the 30-yard circle, picked up, throw came in, but by that time Liza Yasmin had already completed her 2nd run. Looked closer than it was.
That's not much Divya can do on it, where she's trying to contain the runs, but she's not getting enough support from the other end or in terms of partners. So ball, as in batting you need partnership, same goes for the bowling as well. You need to bowl in partnership. If one of the bowlers is going for runs, then the other partner has to contain the runs. So in the meantime, this is not happening at Singapore's point of view. Runs are just coming easily, very easily for the Malaysian team, and Alisa is just making it sure that she takes a single and Vinny takes the majority of the boundaries.
Yes, and also because as we come to the end of the power play, the fact that Singapore has already conceded 30 runs in that power play. Divya actually doing a very good job in only conceding 6 of those runs in 3 overs. And it's all about, we speak to our bowlers about hunting in pairs, about, yes, if you've got one side of the bowling really well, the responsibility of the next bowler coming in is to try and maintain that control in saying that, listen, you've conceded bowling the right areas, I'm not going to concede much, and also bowl in the right areas. And then pressure sometimes speaks for itself, and wickets tend to come. But yes, like I said, I think it was just a bit of a captaining decision there, because there was somebody like Smriti Radhakrishnan, who's a very good off spinner herself, that could have probably been used when the pressure was on.
Yes.
Cho Wang Lin, like we spoke about, maybe the new ball not being a best friend, and a bit inexperienced as well. So maybe Singapore missed a trick. But the game's not over. 30 runs at the board, 6 overs down. Smriti into bowl, first ball.
It's a lot of thinking needs to be done from the captain Shafina, and I know that she's trying her best, but that ball went for a boundary.
Yes, very innocuous. It didn't look like it was going to. It just looked like a very tame shot, but next thing you know, it's 4 runs. So it was a bit wide. Didn't look like it was going to make its way for 4 though, and. So, Smriti Radhakrishnan in with her, that's a second ball.
I think the Singapore bowlers should do what they are supposed to do, is that just contain the runs and don't do anything silly and just bowl stump to stump. And that's what should be the main priority, whether you are a new bowler or you are an ongoing bowler. You should not allow the batsmen to free their arms, and that was Malaysian batsman freeing her arms, and that's where you're getting 2 runs. Runs are just flowing.
Yes, and Smriti, being an off spinner, maybe just needs to tighten up a line. Too wide, and she's not spinning it back in, which is going to cause any sort of problem. So she needs to maybe tighten up a line just a bit and force the batter hit straighter, just like that. So at least it's going to your field. But once it's short and wide, the batter has an option to cut that into the cover region.
I mean, I think she's just missing out one point, that she has to keep it simple. Everybody is just getting excited, and then you need to get the wicket, you need to get it, but that doesn't goes like that. You have to work hard to get the wicket. That's very good ball as compared to the other previous 3 balls.
Yes, much better delivery, forces the batter to be a bit more honest, because it's turning back in the stumps. But well played, just punching that and going in for the run. And once again, it just shows the capability of somebody like Yasmin to not have to hit too many boundaries, but still look like she's in control. Already 11 or 14, and supporting somebody like Winifred quite well. And another good optional shot, but maybe again playing under it.
It's the flow of the runs that is going through, and the Malaysians are very, very easily chasing down the target, and the runs which is coming through, and it's just creating that positive energy in the Malaysian teams itself, that that they are going through. They make sure that they continue with the same momentum, and they know that Singapore team is getting under pressure, so they want to put as much pressure as they can into the Singapore team. And Shafina is marching her troops well, and a lot of thinking needs to be done, because a lot of things is going into her head, that what's happening there, and how to manage the troop, what to manage the bowlers, and a lot of things are going into mind. So there's another change of bowler, like Shafia Mahbub.
What was watching Shafia yesterday, bowled some really, really good deliveries, but still tends to bowl that loose one from time to time. She could be a good option now. She finds a bit of flow, taking the ball slightly away from the batsman, and not the best delivery to start with. But no damage done, just a 1 run. As Yasmin comes on to face her now.
It always become very difficult for a new bowler to come and start when the target is almost 39 for 1, and there's almost the team is going at least 5 runs and over. So a lot of thinking is going on, and that's a very good ball, very good second ball.
That is the delivery I talk about, and she bowled that a few times yesterday. Looked almost unplayable at times, and just needs to calm down a bit. I think she's a bit the way she's run back to a mark after that. She just maybe needs to compose herself and go back and just think about the next ball and just
I think
dragging
she
that a
was
bit
just
wide.
rushing through that because so that she don't forget the bowling the previous ball again. So that's why she just rushed to her run up. And but that's what happens is, you know, when you bowl a good ball, you get excited, you want to eagerly bowl the second, third one, or the fourth one, and it end up giving up extra runs. So that should not happen. They should control, they should calm down, have a peace of mind, and then bowl.
It's better bowled. Forced a interesting shot there from Yasmin as she gets back for 2. Already 4 runs in this over. And you're right, Shoaib, in saying that, you know, when the runs are suddenly free flowing, and especially if you're a leg spinner as well, the margin of error for leg spinners with their spin. And
She's ready to gather up and taking her time. That's good thing.
yep,
She's focused. Let's see what she bowls now.
better
Well bowled,
delivery,
that's
much better delivery.
Much better delivery, bowling within the stump to stump, within herself. That's what she has to continue, and that's what Singapore has to do. They keep counting on this and keep bowling the dot balls. Wicket will come on its own when you build up the pressure, and that's what it happens. You can't go for wickets. The moment you go for wickets, you will give away runs.
And
That's ball landed nowhere.
It's actually a
bowler.
good thing that Yasmin sliced that ball, because I think if she hit it a bit better, it might actually carry to Rajeshwari. So yes, a bit unfortunate there for Shafi Mahmood. Not the best ball, but it drew out a very rash shot from Yasmin, who's quite normally quite composed from the innings we saw yesterday. One more ball to go, and let's see how Shafia finishes off. And very well played.
Very well bowled.
And that actually, as much as that delivery was really good, credit to Yasmin for how she played that. Just dabbing it enough that it took a bit of time to get to the backward point, or the short third man really, and they scrambled through for a run. So Malaysia at 8 overs, 43 for 1, chasing a target of 92. Yasmin 14 of 20, and Winifred 21 of 22. You do feel that the Malaysians are in control of this chase. It will take a bit of excellence, I suppose, and maybe taking those half chances and sustaining pressure. And that's we spoke about it again, Shoaib. That's really, really important to maybe just get 1 or 2 overs of just maybe conceding 1 or 2, and maybe Smriti can do something about that. And
Yes,
that
you are
might
right.
be a catch. And nope, that's found its way through
the boundary line for
and
4.
that's 4 runs.
I mean, these boundaries has to be cut down as much as
Couldn't
as
really
such as you
I couldn't
can.
really see if that was a catch, or for a minute there it looked like it was going to hand, but no, looked like it went over. So that's 4 runs. Malaysia now 47 for 1, and just 3 runs from that 50. Smriti has a bit of work to do now with the next 5 balls. Let's see how she responds. That's better.
That was
Very
a bit
risky.
lucky.
A risky shot by Yasmin, trying to go that far back to a ball that was quite full. But you do feel, though, if it did hit a pad, it might not have been given out because of the spin.
I think Smriti has to calm down and just bowl within stump to stump, and at the same time Malaysians wants to get that same momentum, keep out the same momentum and try to finish up the game as soon as possible as they can. So, you know, it's a good overall tactics used by the Malaysians, and Smriti has to, these players have to read the game, that what's happening and how they can come back and bounce back to the game. And that's a very good line. Well bowled.
2 balls left in the over. And you're right, Shoaib, sometimes even when a team's on top, when they're batting, sometimes they tend to maybe get a bit too comfortable when they're out there, when they're hitting the ball well, and they tend to go after too many balls. So you can use, a fielding team can use that to their advantage as well. and what that can bring about is chances, especially catches. And it's just about being sharp on the field and understanding, yes, okay, it's the batters out there, they're trying to hit everything. I just need to know now if anything comes my way and it's catchable, I need to make sure that I take the catch and bring my fielding team back into it. But Smriti's done well after that 4 ball, but that next ball's been dragged across.
Oh, that's a poor delivery.
Picked up from way outside off stump, full toss, and that's 4 runs. And the important thing there was finishing that over well. But with the first ball and the last ball going for 4, so that's 8 runs conceded. Smriti none for 16 of 2 overs. As Malaysia bring up the 50 on the board, 51 for 1 in 9 overs. And with 41 runs left to win. So yes, I mean, Shoaib, again, it's easy for us to talk. You and I have played a lot of cricket. Both of us have played for Singapore. We were lucky that in the men's game we get a lot of cricket.
Yes.
Not only just in internationally, but also locally, playing the Premier League or the what was the first division back then. You know, talking about games every weekend where, yes, we made many mistakes ourselves, but we had the opportunity to recover because we had a game coming up as soon where we could maybe think about some of the things we could have done better and try and employ them or put them to practice. That's the learning phase.
Yes,
and I think where maybe right now with the Singapore women as compared to the Malaysian women, which after speaking to SD, who's the assistant coach for Malaysia, and him telling me how much cricket these Malaysian girls are starting to play, because they go back and straight away there's national championships. These things help, because then the coach can give you advice because you've tried things. And our girls are now starting to maybe now play a bit more cricket. I do feel though there's something there. Just needs to be worked on and given a bit more exposure. And once that happens, I do feel that we'll be on the path of, you know, looking at where, you know, maybe starting to set the benchmark where Thailand are.
Yes.
So right now, I think as much as we, it's not the most polished performance by the Singaporean bowlers at the moment, there's a lot to take, there's a lot of positives to take back from this.
Definitely. The more games they will play, the more game exposure they're going to get. That will be the best thing for them as well now. Like Malaysia are now, they're entirely been depending on as much as game as they can play and try to expose their players as much as they can. So that's the good thing. And same thing will be going on for Singapore women's team as well. You know, the Sunbirds League is going to start soon, and definitely these ladies will have a good platform to play as much matches as they can, and it has to continue. And that's what I was talking to this Singapore coach Shamal as well on this, that you know, there is no way going back. You know, the ladies can always look forward to, as long as like they have good bench strength and positive and very a good competition, healthy competition among them, and then definitely the Singapore women's will do much better than what the Malaysian women's team are doing now. And they are truly very much impressed with the way they have carried the game as of now, and the way these two batsmen are doing, that Yasmin on 22 and Winfred on 22, both equaling it, and then carrying Malaysian back to the target, to chase down the target in no means. So that's a good sign for them. And of course their own development team, they are doing so much of hard work there back at home. So this always goes with us as well, that the girls have to realize now where they are. They are being televised, they are being viewed by as many as like 80,000, 90,000 people are viewing worldwide. And that's a platform for them.
And yes, and just moving on, as Malaysia now 56-1, they're looking like they're in cruise control and on their way to a victory, which would mean retaining the Saudari Cup. But as Shoaib has mentioned, the women's game starting to grow along the world. We've seen some good World Cup encounters as well, with the top 10, England, India coming to mind in recent times, and how the women's game, sorry, not the girls' game, the women's game is starting to grow. So For all those who are watching and big supporters of the women's game, are watching this encounter between Malaysia and Singapore, try and spread the word, share the telecast. It's great that these girls are getting the time in the light with live coverage, as an LBW appeal has come through Shafia Mahbub, but umpire not interested. 22 apiece, Yasmin and Winifred, making up 44 of 56 of those runs, so it just shows how important innings has been from these two girls.
Well, it must be a dream coming true for them that, all this time they must be watching different competition in men's and women's televised between test playing countries like Australia, India and Pakistan, and now they are playing at the home soil, which this match has been televised, and they are on TV. So that's a very huge plus point for both these countries, for the Malaysia as well, and for the Singapore team as well, that they are being televised worldwide. Thousands and thousands of viewers are watching this. They are giving their comments, giving all positive comments on that, and it's no way going back. They will be from nowhere to somewhere.
Yep, and thanks to ICC Sports now, as we see, is for this coverage, and Singapore Cricket Association working alongside ICC Sports, trying to bring this live feed on YouTube to the viewers who are watching from all over. Remembering that cricket is truly a global game, and any opportunity, some of the cricket fans around the world, they'll watch any cricket that comes on. They'll be happy to watch it, and this is example, Saudari Cup 2019, second match between Malaysia and Singapore. Malaysia look to be on their way to their second victory in a row and retaining the Saudari Cup, unless Singapore can stage a big fight back here to try and deny Malaysia scoring these runs at the end. Looking a very difficult proposition, but anything can happen.
Yes. I must say that the media men, the crew members, under the guidance of Aftab and Abbas Bhai's team, they are working very hard to get this high quality pictures all over the world, and the hats off should go to them, that they're immensely talented, working hard, and getting all this viewership from them. It's high definition, high resolution, and kudos and hats off to them, to their hard work all day night.
Yeah, and it gives Shoaib and myself a chance to be commentators, star commentators.
Oh, definitely. Arjun, you are more experienced than me now.
Yes, I mean, it's interesting. I never thought I'll be commentating a match on YouTube ever, but maybe this is the start of another career for me. So let's see, I'm getting a bit old for coaching.
You are never old for any job.
So now that's been hit over the top, 30 yard. Will that make it? Nope. As it's picked up there and thrown back in.
Shafia making a good chase for that and conceding or just stopping two more valuable runs for Singapore.
So Smriti now in a third over.
Yeah, that's a third over, yes.
So that is
juicy
well
toss,
played,
and that's gone for a 4. Another
good
one.
attempt there by Vicky, but Rajeshwari that would be, but unfortunately just too much heat on that, and it makes its way through. That most fielders would have struggled with that, I think. Trying to get behind that ball that was hit quite well there by Yasmin. She put everything into that. So
I mean, if you see that, the number of full tosses which was given by the Malaysian team, and the number of full tosses the Singapore bowlers are giving to them, all whatever the full toss Malaysian team got, they have hit for a 4. And whereas when Singapore got these full tosses, then they were just being hit straight into the fielder's hand, or it was taking a single only. Well, they must be well practiced and well versed with the full tosses, and it's becoming very easy for the Malaysian team that they are now 65 in 11 overs, almost 6 runs and over.
Yeah,
So somebody from the Singapore side have to cut down these things, although this is part and parcel of the game, but they have to learn from these mistakes, that what's happening around, that even if they are not getting wickets, but they should contain the run and stop those boundaries, because that will create an additional pressure. But as much as the Malaysian teams are going to go each and every over, they are conceding at least 2 boundaries. There is no pressure over them. Even if they block 1 over to play a maiden over, it won't create any harm to them. But they have to contain the pressure, the Singapore bowlers, that they have to bowl dot balls and bowl within the stumps.
So he's got Davina Sharma back into the attack, the taker of the 1 wicket that Malaysia have lost so far, of Yasmina Yaakob. 1 for 7 of 2 overs, pretty good figures. Can she keep up the impressive run in the second spell? That's just been hit down to the long on boundary, picked up for the throw back in. Malaysia now 66 for 1, and a lot to be done here for Singapore to at least try and stage a fight back. They need to take a wicket at this point. Where that wicket's going to come from, it's left to be seen, as that's been launched. Winifred hitting it down to, and will that make it for 4? Nope.
It's pretty sloppy there from the Singapore fielder, knowing that they are defending a very small target. But I think it's the mindset which needs to be changed. That even if runs are coming flow, the fielders need to do their support their bowlers.
Crunched, and will that make it? Needs to get down, but no chance. That's going to be 4 runs, and brilliant attempt by Amna, but not going to be enough, as Winifred's put everything behind that drive shot. Wide, short, enough time to get the front foot and pick her gap, and that's 4 runs. And it looks like, interestingly, Yasmin and Winifred are having a challenge of who can outscore the other, because both on 30 again. They started from 22 to 28, and now they're on 30 apiece.
Now is the time that who wants to go for 50, who will reach the 50 first, either the Vinny or Yasmin.
Well, both need 20 runs.
Yes.
They just, it'll be interesting, but very unlikely that 20 runs is going to be only scored by 1 batter at this point, seeing they only need 20 runs.
I think both of them will miss a 50, I guess.
So, well done, good call. Is that going to be given out? Nope. Umpire doesn't think so. Looks like it was maybe pitch middle leg going down leg.
I think what Singapore team can learn from this is that they should not be very much disheartened. They should learn from what's going through on, and you need to keep the plan very simple. You just have to bowl dot balls. Even the wickets will come on its own if you create pressure. The creating of pressure is the most important thing to get that wicket. So that's not happening as of now, because too many things are going into the Singapore bowlers, and whereas Malaysia team, although they are going comfortably closing their eye and hitting the ball as wherever they want to, and it's becoming very easy for the Malaysian side. A lot of thinking or a lot of ideas must be going into Shafina's mind. I would ask you, Arjun, that you as a keeper, what you must be thinking if you are the captain of the team and you are the keeper. So what will be going through in your mind?
I think being a keeper and being captain is not, a lot of people say like it's a big task, but being a keeper and a captain is actually not a bad thing, because you have a batsman's view of the game. And talking about the batsman view of the game, you talk about keeping things simple. Yes, I think, look, it's not always easy to bowl dot balls, because once that ball releases, It's then up to the batsman or batter, or what shots they want to play, how they play those shots. But what you can do, control, is possibly bowling it on one side of the wicket where the majority of the fielders are. So that's the only thing that the Malaysians have done much better, is they've kept the ball one side of the wicket and brought their field into play. And also credit the Malaysian fielders for fielding the way they have. That's gloriously driven through on the back of the back foot.
Very good stop at the boundary line by Wong
Very
Ling.
desperate, which is good.
Very good fielding, sir. Very good.
And that just
And
only
this
brings...
is what has been missing down through, and supporting the bowler is a very important thing as of now. And then Wang Ling has really have done it for Divya, that stopping those, saving the boundary for.
Yep, well done by To Wang Ling. As Divya into bowl a second over after the first ball, conceded 3.
Divya is trying her best to contain as much run as you can, but she can't do as much because she got only 4 overs, 4 more balls for her spells. But she's trying hard to get as much wicket as she can.
Yeah, it's a better delivery, but nothing to concern the Malaysians at this point. They've got many balls in hand and not much scoreboard pressure.
Whatever the ball is just hitting is going through the gaps, Arjun. And they took 2 runs.
Yep.
That's very good running between the wickets from the Malaysian. I think Vinny really wants to finish it up and then have a rest for the next day and come back tomorrow again for a very one-sided tournament.
The wicket, not the wicket, but if they win this game, they win the Saudari Cup. And tomorrow maybe they can give some of the more inexperienced girls a chance to gain more experience playing in an official T20 international. So as Divya bowls this ball, and it's a really good shot.
It's a very good shot.
And
Very good cut shot.
Very, very good as she gets back, rocks back on that back foot, gets the bat nice and high, cuts it through. Maybe just not having the strength to find the boundary in good time, but well covered there by the boundary rider. Just the 2 runs. So
But that's the flow of the runs. You see that they are not stopping with this momentum. They keep on going with the same momentum, and that's why they are getting runs all over.
and
There was a missed chance.
well done. though.
Rajeshwari did a fine job diving to her left.
So I'm sure Yasmin must have thought that was going on its way to 4, but Rajeshwari had other plans, and just a dot ball. So 12 runs to make, 7 overs left. Malaysia with 9 wickets left in hand. So you do feel that that was all she wrote for Singapore, as Malaysia looked to be on the way to retaining the Saudari Cup. With a convincing win here.
I mean, this win is going to really help the Malaysian team to have boosted that. They came to Singapore with a very positive frame of mind, and winning the second match convincingly. It's like 80 for 1, and target is 92, and it's 7 overs are still left, and it's a very convincing win. But credit should go to some enthusiastic invaders.
Looks like the parents are playing security. The game's not finished yet, young fans.
It's always exciting to see all the family members coming here and support the team and support their own
Good shot.
players here. But you should not cross the boundary line at all. And that's ball
4.
crossed the boundary for 4.
And very well hit there by Winifred, getting to position really quickly, hitting through. 4 runs, and the outfield's quick enough. Did a better job with the fielding, unfortunately. The boundary rider makes a mess of that. 84 for 1. Interesting choice of shot. I think she was caught in two minds as into. She looked like she was going for the slog sweep for a minute and realized I'm not really there for it, or maybe just thinking, you know what, I want to stay here till the end. So, yeah, sometimes it's not good to hesitate halfway through a shot. That's what gets you out most times.
I think
But
it will
she
be
survives.
some confidence booster for the Singapore side if they can get 1 or 2 wickets here, knowing that they will go for runs, and then probably they might get 1 wicket. So it will be some confidence for the Singapore team that where they really need it, and it will be good help for them for the next game.
Yep. Well bowled, good areas, but well played too. That's been hit down as the boundary rider gets across. Amna picking it up for the throw. Will take Malaysia to 86 and only requiring 6 more runs for victory. The pair here, Winifred and Yasmin, have batted extremely well. This is a very good batting pair, I feel. The more aggressive Winifred, that actually stayed really low, lack of bounce. Good thing that was making its way down.
I think that was
and that's been called
because all the balls were just getting hit for a boundary or probably 2. It was like good thinking,
it's
but
been called a no ball.
it was called a no ball. It bounced more than once.
And
I think the umpires are checking that whether it was a no ball or what
I
happened.
thought it just stayed low and hit the pads. So
I think that shouldn't be a no ball.
well, let's have a look at what
If
the
you want to
umpire
see that
thinks.
what the umpire decision is, and umpire is
Yep,
signaling
free
a no ball, and it's a free hit as well. Oh. So not getting away or nothing is going into Singapore's way, but let's see what this ball will do. Oh, it's a hit wicket, but it's a free hit, and the batsman retains the strike.
Hard day at the office for Singapore today. Didn't bat the best, but staged a bit of a mini recovery, but not enough runs on the board at the end. The bowling performance has left a bit to be desired, unfortunately, but as Shoaib has said, it's all about using this time out in the middle, and the coach, and that's a very good shot. Just hit that, and that's crept through as well.
It's another slow misfield by the fielders at the boundary. Well, that's not a good sign at all. Oh, and Malaysia won the match by 9 wickets.
And have reclaimed the Saudari Cup, retained, sorry, the Saudari Cup for 2019. Very convincing victory at the end. 2 good games of T20 cricket in the last 2 days. Singapore, a bit to take away from this game, and maybe going back to the drawing board and seeing how they can come back tomorrow and give a better show of themselves. But, well, join us tomorrow as Game 3 takes place between Singapore and Malaysia in the 2019 Saudari Cup. Congratulations to Malaysia on winning the Saudari Cup for 2019. But still 1 more game to go, and if Singapore can maybe regain a bit of pride in putting on a good show tomorrow. Thank you, Shoaib, and good evening to everybody else.
Yeah, good evening, Arjun, and thank you to all the supporters.
scoring 91 for 3. Top performers for Singapore with the bat, Rajeshri Butler, 35 for 39. Divya GK, 31 of 49. Nur Nadira, 1 for 6. Singapore just managing 91. So in the chase, Malaysia, very good batting performance and a good partnership there. 92 for 1. Winifred Narasingham, 40 of 38. Yasmin Gokilfi, 38 of 40. Malaysia winning by 9 wickets and also retaining the Saudari Cup for 2019. Congratulations. I'd like to call upon Mr. Asman Rashid, the individual members rep of the Singapore Cricket Association, to give out the Player of the Match award. The player of the match for match day 2 is Winifred and
That's all.